New Genshin Impact character Escoffier just came out in version 5.6. In this video, you will find out her best team comps, artifact, constellations, and much more. So without any further ado, let's begin. So for the talent priority, you always want to level her E first. This is the main source of damage, and her ult as well. And leave her basic attack to level 1, that doesn't do her anything good. So just level her E first and the burst for more burst damage. So for damage is E, for healing and burst damage it is the Q. Tap as switcher E, it will summon a cooking map which will do a constant damage to the enemy. When you cast the ult, it will do a huge nuke damage to the enemy but also heal the whole party. So she not also do a constant damage, a nuke damage, provide healing, but also if you switch to another character, she will also keep on doing off-field damage. But that's not all. Now let's look into passive of Escoffier. So the first passive of Escoffier is when we cast Elemental Burst, you will also obtain the Rehab Guide effect. What does that mean? That every 1 second, your active character would be healed based on Escoffier attack, which is 138.24% of Escoffier attack. So guys, this passive of Escoffier is the most broken thing. Basically what happens if your team consists of only Hydro and Cryo, you will decrease the Hydro and Cryo system of the enemies. Depending on how many of those you have, you will have a 5, 10, 15 and 55%. For example, if you have a team of 2 Hydro, it would be 10%. If you have 2 Hydro, 2 Cryo, it will be 55%. And that will do a instant shard of the enemies, making everyone in your team to do so much more damage. If you're like me who doesn't like to do much cooking in IRL, so this is the perfect passive for you guys. So with this passive constant of the tough cookery, what happens is that when you hold and tap the E of Escoffier, what will happen? It will summon the cooking map. And when you apply cryo attacks on it, it will give you food. Yeah, so you will get a lot of random food, but remember you can get this once a week and it resets every Monday at 4 AM Greenwich Mean Time. Escoffier constellations are very interesting, and if you have seen the rips, Kirk is coming soon. So the C1, I think that's my favorite constellation. When you have a party member of 4 Hydro or Cryo, all nearby party member will have their Cryo damage. So this is a personal buff to Cryo damage. We'll have their Cryo damage, crit damage increased by 60% for 15 seconds. What does that mean? If you have a C1, your active Cryo character will have 60% more crit damage, which is so broken, I would say. Oh my god. C2 is very broken as well. Fresh Fragrance Stew is an art. So basically what happens with C2 is that when you tap her E, which is the cooking map, what will happen? You will get 5 cooking dish stacks, and when your active character deals cryo damage to the opponent, that will consume 1 more stack and the damage would be multiplied based on Escoffier attack and by 240% Escoffier attack. I think that is such a broken constellation. Damn, that is so good. So basically what constellation for does, you get a rehab diet effect, your healing time would be 15 seconds, and depending how much gifted you have in Escoffier, you can get extra healing and you will get more ER for Escoffier. So more ER for her consistency of her burst, and you get extra healing as well. So at C6 basically what happens when you tap her E, you will get the cooking map, and when you active party member do a normal attack, charge attack, plunging attack to the enemies, that will also launch an extra attack by Escoffier cooking map every 0.5 seconds that does 500% of Escoffier attack as AoE cryo damage, and this could be triggered up to 6 times during the 20 seconds interval of the cooking map. So the best artifact for Escoffier is actually Golden True because her main damage from cooking map, and you can get Escoffier damage when she is not on field, and Golden True will give you up to 50% elemental skill damage, which is perfect for her. Now let's see the artifact that you should give her. Be focusing on, I think, melee on attack so that you can get more healing. Her main skilling is from attack, get some crit rate and crit damage as well for her. For the feather, we went for some attack and ER as well. For the sands, we went with attack sense as her ult heals with that as well. The more attack you have, the more you will heal. For the goblet, I have went with attack. You can also go with the cryo gob. Cryo gob does like 10 to 15% more damage depending on the stat you have, but attack gob will give us more healing overall to the whole team. And the crit damage piece, overall stats are something like this: 77, 177 with 140 ER with Primordial Wing J Spear, and talents are like this: For the ER requirement for Escoffier, I would recommend at least 130 ER. If you have 140 ER, your rotation would be perfect, having at least 2 Cry in the team because you will get some resonance from that as well, providing enough ER. Anything below 130 ER would be an issue, so have at least 130 ER on your Escoffier. With Spine, it is a really good weapon as well, high base attack which she needs. It also gives you some ER and you get extra 10% gift rate as well, so it's a really good weapon as well. Primordial Jade Wing Spear, it has a really high base attack, gives me some crit rate for good consistency and increase our attack even more. Tamayoratai or Ohanashi, which is an even weapon. It is a really good weapon, give you good ER as well, so good consistency for the ult and it increases your attack as well. So let's talk about Escoffier Rotation. So optimally you will have a Furina team as she works best with Hydro and Cryo, and her healing provides Furina with that buff. So we're gonna start with Escoffier, cast the E, then the ult, go to Furina, get this fanfare stacks. Here I have Senna, so I'm gonna cast the ult, get more buff for Yaka, and then we do the ult. And yeah, we complete this for that thing. So that way you can have the optimum rotation. So I'm gonna give you some tips for Escoffier. The first tip that I would give you is none other than the stats. So the best stat you want to go for is 140 ER. I have tried 130 ER and 140 ER is the chef kiss mark that will always get you consistent burst up. So that is the first tip. Second tip for Escoffier. Remember, whenever you do Escoffier, don't hold the A. It will just waste your casting time. This allows you to make food, but yeah, otherwise, yeah. You say I'm not doing any damage, so that's the second team. Don't hold here. You always want to tap it, so you activate the passive mag that will follow you and do your attack. Never hold here. Always tap it, unless you want to cook some food. Remember, once you use her ability, don't stay on the field. She doesn't do any physical damage. You can, but it's not worth it. Her main damage from E another. So always swap to the next character and do your whole rotation. So once you cast abilities, you always want to go to the next character. Do not stay on Escoffier during rotation. Best thing you do is tap your abilities and swap to the next character. Her main damage is off field. Hence we also get more damage from golden fruit that way.
雪を舞え。神里流消滅。にゃっそれ踊りなさい。
僕をたたえよう。世界を熱狂の渦に。はっ低温調理最高の一品よ。
とはっ天心直送。雪を舞え。それよにゃっ取った。にゃっそれ
お披露目だ。歌え僕の名のもとに。食前に甘いものをガンのように羽ばたけ。
魂よ。
世界の熱狂の渦に。じゃじゃーん低温調理よ。目も舌も満足させてあげる。
競争よ。決桜吹雪。失礼。
光り輝くがいい。僕をたたえ食前に甘いものをやあはっ最高の一品よ。
天心直送。